Ryan with Square Bourbon, and this is, what year is this thing, Kenny?
93.
93 Toyota Tercel that is coming my way through amazing things that aren't relevant to the channel, but this is going to be my daily driver so that I can start work and not have to drive around the Suburban quite so much. And right now we're just, my buddy is under the car because it was overfilled with oil by about, a quart and a half, something like that. So at least a quart. So
About that much.
yeah, yeah, that's a lot of, that's a good couple quarts of oil. So yeah, there's too much oil in it, so it wasn't running right. And it's also got a wicked exhaust leak. And we found that was because the stud over here, not the guy under the car, but the stud on the exhaust was missing right there. Yeah. So we're gonna go run to the parts place and get a new stud and the nut for it, and then also that exhaust donut, and then we're gonna get this thing going. The motor was rebuilt at 254,810 miles. I don't know how many are on it now, but it's not much more than that. And it's got new tires on it, and those tires need air. So I'm just gonna be doing some maintenance. How long has this thing's been sitting, Ken?
It's been a while.
A couple years?
Maybe a year.
Maybe a year. Yeah, so it's been sitting for a while. So it's time to get this thing back on the road, get it registered, insured, and all that stuff. So that's what we're working on in today's video. All right, so what we found was that the exhaust donut was gone because there was a bolt missing. So we went and bought another bolt and lock washers and red Loctite and got that installed. We also found it was about a half a quart to a quart high on oil, which would explain why it was running rough according to previous reports. So now we're going to try starting it. It's currently set up on my buddy's F-150 because the battery is dead. And so we're letting it charge up for a minute, and then we're going to see how this goes. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. My buddy's F-250 custom, because obviously that's way better. So I'm going to give my buddy the camera here, and he's going to focus on the engine while I can see about trying to turn it on.
We left it up in case we got something to tighten up while we're here. Don't think so. I just like to make sure and just do this project once.
All right, well, it started. Let's turn that. All right, so it started. Go ahead, turn off the truck there. All right, it started, but it doesn't sound that great. Yeah, something sounds very wrong. That does not sound good. Well, this thing doesn't have lifters. Yeah. Something is very wrong with this engine. Well, let's turn it off and pull out the sparkulators. That's Vice Grip Garage Talk for spark plugs. and see what it looks like. Go ahead and kill it. Yeah, something is definitely wrong there. That's a lot of knocking, and it won't accelerate at all. And that's a whole lot of knocking. It sounded like a rod knock, honestly, or something. I don't know. Definitely not good. This thing ain't going anywhere tonight. Do you have the... So we're going to turn to this and see what's going on here, because something is definitely very wrong. It should not sound like that, even if... It just shouldn't sound like that at all. Now it makes me wonder if it wasn't high on... That oil didn't have gas in it, because that's why it was high. Might not have been overfilled. So we're gonna turn off the video and come back. All right, so we pulled the spark plugs out, and the number 2 here out of the number 2 cylinder was actually loose, which is not good. And they're just really super... I mean, that's like fouled completely. And the gap on them is huge, and it looks like part of the electrode's burned away, although that just might be these plugs. I'm not familiar with them, but that's just definitely not right. And I'm kind of wondering, after looking at these, if it wasn't overfilled with oil, but rather there was gasoline in the oil, because it's just dumping fuel right past the rings and into the oil. So that's what we're going to check next. So I'm going to pull this and do the old vice grip garage thing here and just smell it. Fuel. Yep, there's fuel in the oil. So I didn't taste it. That's what Derek on Vice Group Garage would do. I didn't taste it, but I did smell it, and there is lots and lots and lots and lots of fuel in the oil. So you can put that back. So there is a fuel injection issue with this thing, and it's probably why it was knocking so hard. It's probably that oil is just not protecting the bearings at all. Hopefully there's no engine damage from that. Thankfully, this engine would be pretty easy to pull and put new bearings in. It was rebuilt like, what, 30,000 miles ago, if that. I think it said 280 on the ticker when I went in there. Anyway, so that's where we're at. This is not going anywhere tonight. We've got to figure out what's going on with the fuel injection, why it's spraying fuel past the rings, just dumping fuel into it, which also explains why it won't accelerate at all. So we'll figure it out. But that's going to be it for this video. Thanks for watching, and look out for the next one when we do more things to this engine to try to make it go. See you later.